Hello, my dear parents. In the last episode, I discussed about the difference between available time and productive time. In fact, the total time available is 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week. We cannot use the entire 168 hours or the entire 24 hours in a day. But in that, after taking into account the time required for resting and doing other important things, the time available to pursue your career, you get some quantum. In that, how much is productive time? As I mentioned to you, I move with parents, and in my school there are more than 3,500 children. There are a set of students who want to pursue their studies seriously. There are also a set of students who want to take their passion to a platform. Their passion need not be to pursue an engineering or doctor or any professional career, but their passion is towards sports and fine arts. The parents have to make a final choice. You cannot ride two horses. Like you spend 15 years from the first standard to the school final. If you take the pre-KG, LKG, UKG also, it comes to about 15-16 years. And then you go to the professional courses and then become a doctor, engineer or a chartered accountant. Similarly, if you want to become a world-class player, if you want to become a world-class artist, that is also the same time frame, like 15, 16, 20 years. Research says that world-class experts started their profession at a fairly young age, 3 years or 4 years. So you have to decide whether you want to become a sports person or a fine arts expert, then take that. But it is a very difficult decision, because in a society where people are more focused on a job-oriented education, how many of the parents can risk the sports and fine arts? But if you have the same mindset that I want to become an engineer, or the parents say I want my son to become a doctor, the same mindset you apply here, then you can make a living out of this. It's all a question of how do you make available the facilities to your what. So that is the decision you have to take. Like you send your children for coaching centers, tuition centers, support them in education. Similarly in sports also, you have to send him to a coach, physical director, dietitian, mental wellness exercises. This is also important. That means whether it is the traditional education or it is the passion-driven education, the mindset should be very, very clear. That brings me to tenet number 3, or a principle number 3. The training that you give to the child should be relevant to the game, should be relevant for the skill required to become a world-class expert in that game. Let me give an example. If you want your child to be a great pianist, you don't generally spend time in practicing flute. Is it relevant? Is very, very important. Yes, you may practice flute to relax. So you take the game and break it up into small components and then see which are the skills to be developed, which are the skill set to be developed. Like supposing if you want to play shuttlecock and if you want your child to become an expert, sit with the coach and write down the skill set required for a shuttlecock. You Google out to find out the various exercises that are relevant for playing ball badminton. Similarly, football, similarly, cricket, similarly, dance, similarly, drama, stage artists, and develop that. Let's say that you want your son to be a doctor, then there are 5, 6, 7 subjects you develop, then reading comprehension, writing comprehension you develop. Similarly, you need to develop this also. So, the number of hours that you spend to develop your child into world-class excellence in the sports or fine arts should be relevant. Otherwise, the time that is allotted for deliberate practice will be dissipated. So the 10,000 hours takes this principle also into account. In the next episode, we will cover a very, very important principle. See you in the next episode.